Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to the Crochet Circle.
Hi and welcome. In today's video, this is gonna be part tutorial, part my work process, how I made this crocheted little flower brooch. Now I already showed you how to make the flowers, the pattern for these flowers. The link to the video tutorial is gonna be down in the description below. Also on my webpage you have the written pattern and the diagrams for these flowers. So in this video tutorial I'm gonna show you how to wire up the flowers, how to join each separate flower into to join them on a one stem, and then how to put a pin in. Now I do want to say a few things before I begin, because this will be how I work, how I do things, so don't be scared if I am not saying much or if I sound a bit different, because yeah, it was a bit of a struggle, to be honest, because I did not leave myself enough of an entail to kind of wrap everything around in one go. So I had to add not one, but two things to two times I had to add the thread to make this brooch. And yeah, I hope you will be enjoying it. And yeah, just few pointers before I begin. What I did was I made flowers. So these flowers are in different sizes. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 smaller ones that are only 2-tiered, and then I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3-tiered flowers. I wired them all. Now the top one had the longest wire because I was wrapping everything around that one. From the top one, when you are doing things, leave a long tail just so you will have enough to wrap all around. And yeah, well, I think I will just show you how I did it, and yeah, I hope you will enjoy it. And if you have any additional questions, you can definitely ask down in the comment box below, and I will try to answer it. But yeah, I think crochet brooch in the making. Okay, so let's now, yeah, first I'm gonna show you, like I said, how to wire the flowers. So for that I need my little blossoms, so I'm gonna be stacking them. I already showed you in the previous video that I do make some knots, and this time around I'm also gonna be putting in some wire. So this is this wire, and this wire is 0.3 millimeters thick, and I love it because it's so thin, but still it gives enough strength to yeah, hold everything in place. So I have my flowers, I have my wire, then I have my thread. So this is just some green thread. What I also have is a crochet hook, because I'm gonna be pulling the loose ends through the flowers. I have a needle here. Actually, I have two needles. I do prefer the smaller one, but I lost the eye to thread it, so I'm using the just a tiny bit bigger one. Now I have this clip. Why I have this clip, you're gonna see soon, and I have some pliers to cut and to put together. So yeah, now for the stacking of the flowers, what I do is I just take the flowers like this. I hope it's gonna work with the, yeah, and I stack them. But before I do that, I go from the bottom into my flower and pull these two loose ends through. Now don't worry if it's not stacked perfectly, because with the longer thread I am gonna sew it into position. So this is like this, and now I'm just gonna make one small knot here just to kind of put it in place. So this is the first tier then done. So that's one knot, and I'm just gonna make a second one as well for just in case. And then I'm gonna go up to the next flower. So I'm gonna be stacking the third flower, and for that I'm gonna be taking all the loose ends that there are, and I'm gonna be pulling them through the next flower. So going in from the bottom and pulling it through. So here again, I'm gonna just take one strand of the previous round, try not to get it all wired up, and one strand of these flowers and tail, and I'm gonna make a knot just to secure it, just to have it in place. And then I'm gonna use my needle, and I'm gonna be using it in the same color as the first flower because I'm gonna be sewing a bit. So I'm gonna take the longer thread, cut the end so it's nice and easy to put the needle through. So needle goes, the thread goes to the needle, and now I just want to place the flowers how I want them to be, so I can move them a tiny bit around. And I don't actually do anything much, just go through from the back side, and then I go into the center. And I repeat that 2 or 3 times. Yeah, I don't want to go through the knot because it's a bit harder to go, oops, through there. So that's the first one done. I'm just gonna thread it again and just do another petal. So let's say on this side. And go into the middle. And I think I hit again the knot, but it's gonna be fine. So yeah, that is my stacked flower done. I am satisfied with the position of the blooms, and yeah, that's it. Now as you see, I have 2 of each. I have 6 starting and tails, so I'm just gonna divide them. So I'm gonna have one side with the 3 different ones, and the other side with the 3 other different ones, and I'm gonna make again a knot. So that's one knot and the second knot. So now what I have to do is I need to get my wire, and I need to punch it through the bottom knot. So what I do is I pull it a bit up the knot and kind of hope I'm gonna be able to find a hole to put the wire through. So let's do it again, pulling it up a bit. And this is not working. Because this is not working, I'm gonna go for the second option. So I'm gonna do the last knot. So undo the last knot. Now I'm gonna make a small hook here with the wire, and I'm gonna put it through the two strands and then make a knot. So you can either try to poke it through or do it like this. First make a hook and secure it. And I'm just gonna make another knot for just in case. Okay, so now you see it's not nicely shaped. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the pliers and try to squeeze the wire so it doesn't have any, that it's nice and tight. So this is now so far done. Then I am taking the green yarn or the green thread in this case. I am putting it up and then I just start with wrapping it around the wire. So the lower that I go on the flower, the bigger the flowers are, the few more rounds I do. So this is gonna be enough for now. And because I already said that I want it nicely secured, I am using some glue. Now you can use super glue here, but I'm a bit of on the clumsy side of those kind of things, and I already glued my fingertips a few times, so that's why I'm not gonna be using super glue anymore. Let's put it down here. I'm using some regular glue, so I'm just gonna put a drop on the piece of the flower here, just to make it, just to secure it and to know that it's not gonna go anywhere. And that now needs to be dry. I hope you saw it. I hope it did focus here on this side. So focus. It doesn't want to focus. Yeah, well, all I did was put some glue on, and yeah, now it's time for letting this one dry up. Once it's dried up, what I did was I cut all the starting and end tails of the flowers, and all you can see here on the left side of the screen is I already have them arranged and cut, and now it's gonna be time to assemble it. So I still have my glue here ready for me, and I have some little bit of piece of paper here just to put the flowers up there to dry. And now how to assemble it. So this is gonna be my top one. Now I really need to do this focusing. So this is gonna be my top one. It has a bit longer wire and a bit longer thread because I'm gonna be wrapping everything with this one. And then just what you do is you take the next flower, put it together and start wrapping. I usually do 3 to 3 wraps, and then take the next one, put it just a little bit lower, and wrap around. And that is actually the whole process. So do a few rounds, take the next flower, put it where I want it to be, and wrap around. Again, take the next flower, put it where I want it to be, and wrap around. And as you can see, I didn't leave enough of the thread here, so I will have to glue this one and then take another one. Okay, but before that I'm gonna just add one more flower, and then I'm gonna glue these things together and wait for a bit, of course, for the glue to settle, and then I'm gonna continue with the brand new strand of yarn. So yeah, I'm gonna use another of my clips like this, and I'm gonna put some glue in. Well, I can do this now, to be honest. And then when the glue dries, I am gonna use another strand of thread, and yeah, you can definitely watch how I'm gonna start with it and how to add a new thread to it. But first I need to wait for a bit and let it dry. So you won't notice that I'm actually gonna wait for about 30 minutes or something like that for the glue to dry, but you will just be able to watch me continue with adding the last 5 flowers for the crochet brooch. So letting it dry and then continuing with adding the flowers. So now I'm gonna show you if it happens like it did to me, that I ran out of the base to wrap around. What you can do is, now I'm gonna take a bit longer thread, cut it, and now I'm gonna show you how to actually attach it. So just to make it secure, I am putting it from the bottom up, and then I start wrapping things around, because this part is now actually gonna be wrapped, so the beginning is gonna be wrapped around. So now I just need to add the rest of the flowers. So I'm gonna put this flower down there, but I want a flower that is a bit higher up. So yeah, now you see where these two flowers are gonna be joined together. So that means I need to come with my thread down another half a centimeter or something like that. So wrapping around. Now the start is secured, and I'm adding the rest of the flowers. So I'm securing it and putting the next flower in. And I want one flower in the middle, so again I'm just putting the flower where I want it to be and wrapping around. Now I have 2 more flowers left, and I just want to put them one on the left side and one on the right side. And just wrapping everything together. And I cannot believe that, again, I ran out of the thread. So yeah, when doing this, have in mind, make it long, make it long. So what I'm again gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this just a bit more, use my, I have no idea what that's called, but it's useful. And I'm gonna again put a bit of glue, and then in the last step I am gonna show you how to nicely finish off your brooch with how to make the nice and perfect bottom of it, so it's gonna look something like this. So yeah, I have to wait. You don't have to wait, to be honest. So in the next part I'm gonna finish it off, so hope the glue dries soon, and yeah, you will see how to finish it up. So my glue dried up, and as you can see, I need to attach another strand piece of thread just to finish it. But before I finish it, what I need to do is determine the length of my brooch and cut the excess wire. So I think this is gonna be a perfect size, and I just cut it. So that was the wire. Now I need to cut the thread, and that's it. And again, I'm gonna again show you how to add the thread to your work, and this time I'm actually not gonna cut it. I'm gonna leave it and then just cut it in the end when it's gonna be done. So yeah, again, I am gonna start at the bottom, so I'm gonna pull it a bit up and then start with the wrappings. So I'm just wrapping around the wire stem, so just wrapping around. I hope you can see it. Now I'm gonna cut this piece of thread here, and I'm gonna go with my wrapping all the way to the end and then back. So this is gonna be a little bit tricky because I want the last one to be just at the end, and then I'm going back. And I'll probably do like one more wrap here, going from here back down, because I want this part just to be a bit thicker. Now don't forget, I still need to sew on the pin. Oh, and I was out of focus, so you didn't see. I hope you saw enough. So yeah, I'm just wrapping around. Now on the last one, don't worry about it because you do put a tiny bit of glue there. You want your wraps to be nice and kind of the same. So yeah, and that's it. Where I'm gonna end it, I'm gonna end it up there, somewhere in the middle. And if you're asking why, it's because I can much easier hide the end tail in. So I'm going in, and that's gonna be enough. So what I'm gonna do now is, now I can cut the yarn, the thread. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it like this down. Again, use my clip, and I'm gonna glue this part together. This is where I want it to be glued, and don't forget, this is gonna be a bit noisy. Just let me find the right pin. I need to put a pin down. Now this is a bit too big, so I need to do a smaller one. So yeah, I'm gonna put a pin down like this, and I'm gonna show you how to sew it on. Oh, and here's a micro jellyfish that kind of popped into the field of view. So yeah, this is now done. Where I need to put some glue on is where I finished, and at the bottom, because I don't want the wire to be poking out. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna be again back with how to sew the pin on the back of the brooch. So welcome to the last part of this video tutorial, where I'm showing you how to do the crocheted brooch. Now I have all the flowers where I need them to be. I have the stem already nice and wrapped around. So all I have to do now is put the pin on, and I want the pin to be positioned up here. Now where you want your pin, it's up to you, but I want it something like this. Now what I do is I just attach it. So you see I have 2 holes here. Now if you will have a larger pin, there is a possibility you will have 3 holes, but I have 2, so now I need to sew. So I go into the hole, around, and then back through the hole. And this is how I'm actually gonna be attaching my pin to the brooch. Every time I go around, I do need to pay attention how it's going around, because I don't want to have it wrapped around the bloom. So again, I'm going around, and then I'm just going in and out from each side. So I'm looking that I don't sew the flowers within. It is a bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it's gonna be fine. As soon as it's a bit more sturdy or a bit more in place, then it's much easier to finish it off. But yeah, that is the sewing part. Now, just to secure it, I'm gonna be going now to the top flower. You see here, I made this, and I don't want those kind of things. So I think the first hole is secured enough. So now what I need to do is I need to go up to the next hole, and how I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna go and wrap around. So again, trying not to go through the flowers, just going up to the next hole. So wrap around. Try not to stab yourself. I will try not to stab myself, due to the fact that I'm a bit more on the clumsy side sometimes. There is a great possibility that I would do that, but for now it's looking good. So I will try to now go through the stem up to the next hole. So I'm gonna try to go through the stem up to the next hole. And Got it. So now I just need to secure it on this place. What I'm again gonna do is wrap it around. Now watch that I don't sew through the flowers, just the stem. And that's it. I know it looks a bit tricky, and yeah, it does take just a little bit more of practice, but you have to have a pin. You have to have a pin so you're gonna be able to put the brooch on your cardigan or your jacket or anywhere else. I'm just moving the flowers a bit away. I don't want the flowers to be sewn together, just the pin to the stem. Oh, I got a bit out of field of view there, so but you didn't miss much. It's just me sewing the pin to the stem of the flower, and that's how I'm gonna get the brooch. As you saw, I did move the flowers a bit away, but not to worry, I'm gonna be able to get them back into the right position. Okay, and this is gonna be secured enough for me, so all I need to do now is finish it up. That means I'm gonna do a knot. I'm gonna do a knot on the back side. Why the back side? Because you don't see it there, and that's it. So for the knot, I just go in, thread twice around the needle and done. So I'm gonna just go to the other side and do another knot on that side for just in case. And I'm not bored because I noticed my voice did change a bit. I just need to concentrate a bit more, and yeah, then I kind of forget. Oh crap, it's gonna be fine. Oh, sorry for my bad language. I forget to comment, or yeah, I sound a bit different. But yeah, another knot on this side. So as you can see, I just take the thread and go twice or 3 times around my needle, and the knot is then done. I'm just gonna hide it inside or under the pin. And cut it. And that's it. Now I have the pin secured. I'm gonna readjust the flowers. Now this is the back side, and this is the front side, and this is the pin done. It did take a bit longer because everything is so small, and you really have to pay attention how you sew it on and how you hold it, but I think it's definitely worth the effort. So I hope you enjoyed this mishmash of a tutorial where I showed you all the steps that are required to make a brooch like this. I hope you liked it. This is how I do my things when I'm not filming. Well, this time I did film, as you saw. I ran a few times out of the resources, let's say it like that, but at the end I still got this beautiful brooch done. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions down, you can, in the comment box below, you can definitely ask. If you have any suggestions, yeah, just say it. I will take a look at it. And until the next time, I'm gonna say happy crafting!